Today, or tonight in my case, I am going to show you guys how to tie one of the easiest and slash best looking flies. Sorry for the lighting on this side. It's not the best, but it's a little bit better here so you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. But let's just jump right into it. This fly is one of my favorite flies. I've tied it a lot and it has proven to catch a good amount of fish. I've caught bass on this fish. I've actually caught big bluegill on this fly, and I have also caught one bowfin on this fly. So I'm very happy with how this fly has come out. It is made of 3 materials. All 3 materials are very practical and very cheap. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So you're gonna take your hook. I think this is a size 1 or a size 2 hook. You're just gonna put that in your vise right here. Boop. And then I typically use a size 70 denier, as you can see right there on the camera right there. Size 70 denier. I did just buy a size 210 denier, but that's for more like for Buford heads and whatnot. It's a heavier size denier, obviously. Going from a 70 to a 210 is a little bit different. And then I just have my basic tools, just your basic fly tying scissors right there, nothing fancy. And yeah, this is a very user-friendly fly that we're tying today. You're gonna take 2 little feathers like this guy right here. This is Cabela's strung rooster saddles. They're white. I like a lot of like natural looking colors. So white, browns, some blacks are in there. And then what I do with these guys is I kind of just roughly put them up on the hook, go like that. Obviously we don't want this entire feather because it's a little bit too long. Not a little bit, it's a lot too long. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it and just go like right about, let's say right there. So we're just gonna take our scissors, cut that, keep a little bit of this extra excess on here so we have something to bite onto to actually tie that fly. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 1 little feather, you're just gonna loop that around like that, and you're just gonna tie that in. Don't worry about all this stuff. It actually makes for a better looking body. So I just kind of keep that in. I know some people will kind of try and trim that up and whatnot. I think it's kind of a waste of time. Then you're gonna come up here with your other feather. You're gonna do the exact same thing. Just tie, 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 tie. It's looking a little messy, but that's fine. And then what you're gonna do is, and I think this works, it might work. If it doesn't work, let me know in the comments if you're an actual good fly tire. And then what I like to do is take this feather and kind of put the denier in between the two. So what I think is if you put the denier between the two, it kind of makes the feathers kind of go out. And then the next step, what I'll do, as I'll show you, I like to take a little bit of a bucktail and put that in between right here. So then what happens is it separates the 2 legs from meeting. So that's another little tip. Just had to make sure the camera's actually running up above us. But what I like to do, like I was saying, is I like to take some bucktail, and this isn't even actual like real bucktail. This is faux bucktail. Faux bucktail. Oh, you can't see it right there. Faux bucktail right there. You can get this from Cabela's, Bass Pro, anything like that. And then what I like to do with this is just kind of cut it so it's even. I use a little bit more sturdy scissors because I have a wife and she likes to use these for a bunch of stuff in there. You know, they aren't as good as they should be. So thanks, hon. What I like to do is just go like this and just go like whoop and just kind of trim those up. So now they're a little bit more even. You can tell that right there. And then, like I said, what I like to do with these is kind of just lay them right down on the back like this. And it's not gonna be picture perfect or pretty or anything like that. And I literally just like to loop that around, loop, and you just tie these guys in. And what I think this does, or what I mean to say is, what I believe this does is I believe it makes it so these feathers don't really join when you throw this guy in the water. If you don't do this, they kind of join, and when it's swimming in the water, it's kind of just, they're kind of stuck together. You kind of want them to be free moving. So what happens is if there's no bucktail here, what happens is these feathers kind of come together. But if there is bucktail there, you can see they can't really join together as good. And then the third material on this one, and I will admit this is the most expensive part of this, and I am kind of looking for an alternative. So if anybody knows one, please let me know. Sorry, I keep checking the camera up there because I don't trust it. So the third and final material on this guy is going to be some craft fur. So this is EP craft fur. My local fly store sells this for basically it's like $15.10 after tax. It's a little bit expensive. You do get a lot of strands, I will say that, and it does make for a really good body, so I will say that. But again, if you know any good alternatives, please let me know in the comments. But what I like to do with this is it comes with this like little wire in the middle right there. And I don't know if this is typically or technically correct, but what I like to do is just put it on the fly like that and have it go on the end like that, so you have it going towards the back. And then what you do is you tie down that tiny little bit of metal or wire right there. And this next step is very easy. You just go like that a few times, and then just bring this all the way to the top like that. And then what you do is if you have a toothbrush or like a comb, this works really well. So you're just going to basically just start to wrap this guy around the hook. So you just take this in one hand and you just go around like this, and the brush or your toothbrush comes in handy for just kind of brushing the brush. It comes in handy for brushing this guy out and kind of just making that body a lot more unified. So you just go like this, go like this. And this is half of a EP craft fur strand. I should also say that, I should mention that. So you're not using a lot of it, but it uses a good bit of it, which is kind of unfortunate, but these flies last for a while if you don't catch like 5 bowfin back to back to back to back to back. But this is all you're gonna do. And I'll show you guys how this turns out at the end. But the toothbrush really does help. I know it looks goofy, but it works, I promise. Then you just go like that, go like that, go like that. Brush this guy out. Brush this guy out. Make sure those hairs are sticking out. Kind of move those to the back. And don't worry about breaking the denier. It's not really gonna happen. You really have to crank on that to break it. And then when you get to the end here, just go like this a few more times, wrap it around, and I like to stop right about there. And you're just going to not cut it yet. You're just gonna hold this with one hand and then do one wrap to secure that wire down. I want to do a second one just to be extra sure. Come in with your scissors and then just cut that right off like that. And you can use this for like a tiny little micro bait if you want it to. And then you just tie this down just like so. And what you can do is you can take your toothbrush and you can brush this guy back some more if you want it to right now. You just go like that. Brush it out. Tie that down a little bit more. And then next is the whip finish, which it's a lot easier than it looks, trust me. Just take it just like this in your hand, put it with that top guy up there, this guy up there like that, and then just take this for a good, oh wow, okay. Take it like that, let it lay on there like that, and then you basically just let it work for you. I know it sounds really stupid. I will try and do a really good tutorial on that later, but it's really easy once you get used to it. If you're new to it and the whip finish is annoying to you, trust me, it gets a lot easier and it's not as bad. Then you do that, and then you just cut this. And if you wanted to put a little bit of glue on this, you can. It's not the end of the world if you don't. But yeah, there you go. That is the 3 material fly right there. Like I said, I've used this fly a bunch. I've tied a bunch of them, and I have had a lot of success. And that guy in the water looks very good. So there you go. It's a really good little simple fly you can tie in about 10 minutes, and it doesn't take any materials. So there you go. Really good. If you guys like this video, please do like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Tell me what patterns you'd like to see next. And tell me what your favorite pattern is, and maybe I'll go out and try it out and take it to the lake and try and see if I can catch a big old PB bass on it. But there you go. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, and like always, say yes to fishing. Boop. And I forget you over here. Boop. See you guys later. That's a good looking fly right there.